Happy Chanukah. We're going to continue our learning with Hilchos Chanukah from Likutei Halachos. We're in Halacha Gimel. We're doing section Zion. We're talking about the nature of the tzaddik, who is rooted in the aspect of the Kohen Gadol, that the tzaddik has completely nullified all of his evil traits. And by doing this, either by doing this ourselves or attaching ourselves to a person who has done this, we have the ability to see God in everything and to reveal godliness and the light of godliness even in the places that appear totally dark and appear totally evil. And by doing this, we cause the evil to fall away and illuminate the great light that Hashem has given into this world. And he says that in section Zion, that during Chanukah we always read the section of the Torah called Miketz, which is dealing with Kizot HaParsha Medaberet Migdulat Yosef HaTzadik Shenitgadel Be'eretz Mitzrayim Al Yedei Shekafad Yitzro. This talks about the power and the greatness of the holy Yosef. The Yosef, we call him Yosef HaTzadik, Yosef the righteous one, who completely nullified his own animal inclination, and he became great in Egypt, the very place, the embodiment of evil, the embodiment of darkness. Yosef became great because of his process of nullifying his own evil traits. And through this process of nullifying his own evil, he merited to be able to nullify evil through being present, his own presence there. Hainu Hayamei, which represents the Yemei Ra, are days where we can't, or periods of time where we can't recognize Hashem. That within time we're not seeing Hashem, that's called Yemei Ra, days of evil. Therefore he became the ruler over the entire country, over the entire land of Egypt. That Egypt is called the absolute epitome of evil, which is it's called the ervat haaretz, the nakedness of the land. Because the absolute point, the absolute pinnacle, or the depth of evil was destroyed through Yosef, was nullified through Yosef's being the ruler over Egypt. And he caused to control, he ruled over evil, the entire country, until it was possible for the fledgling nation of Israel, the fledgling nation of Am Yisrael, to be there afterwards in exile, which is brought in the holy works that describe the nature of what was going on with Am Yisrael, of the Jewish people going down into slavery in Egypt. That in order to prepare the way so that we could be there. See, Am Yisrael, we had to go to Egypt as a nation in order to do the very same idea, to be able to go into evil in order evil to fall. So we had to be first subjugated to that. We had to go into the depth of it. We had to be enslaved there, but only to break it, to come out and to reveal the great light that became Yetziat Mitzrayim, that became that Hashem revealed with great miracles, the going out from Egypt. But in order to pave the way that could happen, in order to make it possible, there were special forces that had to go in to prepare the way. That special force was Yosef HaTzadik, who had to go in there and prepare the way for Am Yisrael to be able to be there and to be able to fall into or to be placed into the depths of the darkness, as in slavery, in order to be able to come out. That if it wasn't for Yosef preparing this way, if we would have been there, we would not have been able to come out. So the Yosef went in to prepare the way, because if not, we would not have been able to endure the exile in Mitzrayim. Because there was the epitome of evil, absolute evil. But through the power of Yosef HaTzadik, that absolutely controlled his own animal instincts, through that, it caused the ability to subjugate and to control the evil of Egypt and to be nullified by his presence. And this is why Yosef was able to translate and interpret dreams. Because a dream is mixed up with meaningless things. It has dreams have a point of truth, and with that truth there's all sorts of meaningless, inconsequential things that don't really have to do with the actual message of the dream. Because as our sages said, that a dream is one of the most poignant manifestations of the mixture of good and evil. Because the truth that's manifested in a dream is the aspect of good. Which is the aspect of good that shows up in time. We said Yemei Tov again is the days, the time where we recognize Hashem's presence in the unfolding of our lives. That's called Yemei Tov. And the lies and inconsequential nonsense that's in a dream is the aspects of Yemei Ra, the time where we don't recognize Hashem in this world. And because the time of evil, the time where we don't see Hashem, tends to cover over and nullify when we did see Hashem, because when we knew it was Hashem, wow, is everything good, we're happy. But as soon as we forget it's Hashem, it's as if that time where we recognize Hashem didn't exist at all. And especially during sleep and during our dream, we don't know what's true. We're in a dream world where we don't know what's really true and what's really false. Which is the time of the absolute strongest, the most strong time for the power of the negative forces or evil forces to have power or control, as is known. Therefore, because of that power of the evil forces to cover over everything, then it's very hard oftentimes to absolutely, completely understand the nature of a dream and what it means. But a tzaddik like Yosef, who completely nullified his own evil urges, his animal nature, and has completely put that nature in his control, and therefore completely pushed down the time of evil and revealed the time of good, pushed down the Yemei Ra and revealed the Yemei Tov. So therefore, when he hears the dream, then all the aspects of evil fall away, and all that's left is the good that's revealed, which is the aspect of the truth and the good that is within the dream. Which is the actual interpretation and the understanding of what the dream really means. This is the aspect of the dream of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Parshat Miketz starts out, says after 2 years, Yosef was in prison 2 more years, and Pharaoh dreamed a dream. And this is the aspect of Chalom Paro. Nobody could understand what this dream meant. All his wise men tried to interpret it for him. Nobody could understand. He knew in his heart that the interpretation they were giving was not correct, even though he didn't know what the interpretation was. But he knew in his heart, when he heard the right interpretation, he knew it. And he didn't hear from any of his wise men anything that made sense to him. Because his dream was the dream of 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. Shezeh bechina zo mamash. Sheikaber sheva shnei hara'av, shem bechinat shivat yemei ra, al sheva shnei sova, shehem yemei tov. Which is the exact thing we're talking about. This dream is the representation of what we just said, that the yemei ra, the 7 years, represent the 7 days of the week, when we are immersed in the physical world, and when we lose track of our ability to perceive Hashem, then it's as if we never saw Hashem ever in our lives. And that's the idea of the famine swallowing up the years of plenty. B'vchinat vativlana haparot haraot, that the evil parot, the evil cattle, or the lean, not famished-looking cattle that swallowed up the healthy-looking, fat, the fat, prosperous-looking cattle. Ad asher nitkasa v'nitalem legamrei al yedei hayemei ra shekisa alehem, until it was not possible to recognize that there had ever been any good at all, because when the lean, emaciated-looking cows swallowed up the fat cows, you couldn't tell that it's as if they had just eaten these big fat cows. You'd think that they'd have a big belly at least, but they couldn't tell. They ate them up, and they looked just as emaciated, just as lean and unhealthy as they had previously. And this is the aspect of what happens when we forget that there's Hashem. Our human tendency is to completely forget that there was ever a time of joy and delight and expansion. We feel so overwhelmed by the constriction. עד אשר נתכסה ונתעלם לגמרי על ידי המהרה ושכסה עליהם בחינת ולא נודע כי באו אל קרבנה ועל כן לא היה יכול שום אדם לעמוד על פתרונו לדברר האמת והטוב שבו כי אם יוסף וצדיק. And because of the covering, absolute covering of the evil that covered over the good, that the falsehood covered over the truth, it was not possible for any of them to understand the interpretation of the dream until Yosef and Tzaddik comes along. Ki etzlo nitbatlin hayamera, because by the Tzaddik, by Yosef and Tzaddik, all the days of evil are nullified, they fall away and reveal the light of truth, bechinat sheva shnei hara'av, which is the aspect of the 7 years of famine. V'al ken haya yodea pitron ha'emet shel hachalom, therefore he knew the true interpretation of the dream. V'zach la'achayot amrav likbotz ochel v'sheva shnei hasova, and therefore he was merited through this, be able to reveal the truth. He was able to sustain multitudes of people by jumping on the opportunity of the seven plenty years and putting aside food to sustain them during the coming years of famine. כדי שלא יוכלו להתגבר שני הרעב שהם ימי רע, כי כשאדם זוכה לאיזה טוב, לבחינת ימי טוב, הוא צריך להשתדל להרבות מאוד במעשים טובים ובמעסק בתורה כל מה שיוכל. And this general concept in the story we see that is we manifest in each one of us. In the days where we got it, we know it's all God, we have to try as hard as we can to infuse those days with as many good deeds that are for the sake of serving God, of learning Torah, of praying as much as we can in the time when we know it. Whenever we are in the higher place of expansion and awareness, we want to fill those moments with as much efforts as we can to try to bring our awareness of Hashem into fruition through our deeds and through our learning and through our praying. Kol ma sheyuchal, everything we can possibly do. Kol asher timsa yadcha la'asot b'chochacha, aseh ad she'ata b'chochacha. As it says in Kohelet, in the book of Ecclesiastes, everything that you can find, your hand can find to do with your strength, do until you are fully manifesting your strength. As it says also there, U'zechor et borecha b'mei bechurotecha ad asher lo yavo yimei hara'a, and remember your Creator in the days of your youth, until before you come to the days of evil. Because we each have this. Every single person has good days and bad days. Again, meaning not just days where it's where you say, oh, it's a nice day, but days where we have the experience of the awareness of our Creator and His perfection and His absolute providence. And we also have days where we forget that, and we're overwhelmed by the heaviness of this world, and it's hard to remember that, wow, there really is a Creator, and everything really is for the good. This is all of us. We all go through this. כי לכל אדם יש ימי טוב וימי רע, ובעת שמתגברים חס ושלום ימי רע על האדם וקשה לעמוד נגדם, and on those days when it's hard to stand up opposed to these forces that try to pull us down, הוא צריך להשתמש עם כוח הימי טוב שהיה לו בתחילה. He needs to remind himself of the days of good that were before, and through remembering these, we need to have a time where we remember that, or to give ourselves a mental marker to tell myself, hey, listen, I remember there was this good day. I remember that there was the time when I felt God's providence. I remember this. You know what? I'm going to stay with that. And even though I don't feel that God's with me right now, even though I'm feeling so heavy and so lost, I can remember that there was a time, and through that remembering that there was a time when I felt God's presence, I can actually push myself to still do the work of serving Hashem, even though I'm not feeling the enlightenment and the illumination and the joy in the heart at that moment. That you remember, I was able to do good before. Because so therefore, whenever we do feel an influx of awareness of Hashem's presence, and we feel a little bit of invigoration to do, we have to take that and run with it and do as much as we can, as fast as we can, with as much power of good and holiness, in order to be able to, through that movement, through that effort, through that zealousness, we can actually cause the Yemei, the tendency to fall back into the darkness, we can actually cause that to be pushed down and subjugated and sublimated to our connection to holiness and light. Through all this, we'll hopefully be able to overcome the evil days. Which is the aspect of Yosef HaTzadik that pushes down the evil. That he worked very hard to gather food and sustenance to be able to sustain all the people during the coming days of evil. As it says, the food was collateral. Which it was collateral to be used for the time when the evil was coming in, and take out that food that was for the sustenance. The idea of when we ourselves, when we have the days of heaviness that come in, and we've done the good in the work from the previous days, we can take out that experience of our feeling, and I remember, wow, I was in such a high place, so much joy, so much light, and I can use that to overcome the darkness that wants to come in and envelop me. כדי שעל ידי זה לא יוכלו ימי רע לשלוט על ישראל, כי מכין עצמן ומתגברין עליהם על ידי הטוב שאסף בימי הטוב, שזה בחינת האוכל שאסף יוסף בשבע שני השובע, כי למחיה שלחו האלוקים להחיות עם רב. And this is why Yosef was sent to this purpose, and this is why all the tzaddikim are sent in the world, to be able to help all the other common people, all of us, to be able to remember and overcome and have hope in face of the evil and the darkness that has to unfold in this world. And that's what it says, that the dream of Paro is one. In order to interpret the dream, Paro's dream, and to push down and subjugate the 7 years of famine, in order to reveal the 7 years of good, of sustenance, of plenty. This happens through the tzaddik, that the tzaddik himself has experienced this taste, the light of love, of the knowledge of the providence and perfection and the absolute presence of Hashem in each moment, in each place. Which is the aspect of the day of one which is made known to Hashem. And that's what it says, the dream of Paro is one. So therefore we read this Parshat Miketz during Chanukah, because all of this whole Parsha is the explanation and the details of the manifestation of what happens during these 8 days of Chanukah, when we light during these 8 days the candles of Chanukah. In order to illuminate and to reveal and to bring forth the light of love of God into the 7 days of the week, into the rest, into all of our whole year. In order to reveal the days, the aspect of the days of plenty, which is the aspect of the days of good. And we're going to stop here, and we're going to continue the next time with section Chet, and we're soon going to finish this Halacha Gimel. And in the meantime, may we be zoche to experience the days of good, the days of light, and to do many different actions and things of learning and praying and helping of each other, things that are the giving of tzedakah, things that will bring us to be able to store the light of good, and to be able to use that light in the face of the darkness in the winter time, where it's the darkest time of the year, and to be able to remember the light, and through that we be able to motivate ourselves and sustain ourselves and come into the good all year long. Ken Yeh Ratzon. Amen.